In the shadows of a silent village, where prayers ignite the heart of an oven, a tiny creature no larger than a pea is born from the flames. But this small being holds a secret far greater than its size. Do you dare to step into a tale where a pea, with a dark cunning, lures a terrifying demon toward a mysterious fate? At night, when the wind whispers through the trees and shadows come alive, the sound of unseen footsteps echoes deep in the forest. What lurks within the darkness? Is there a hidden truth behind this strange birth? Or is this only the beginning of an unfinished nightmare? In a humble home, a husband and wife had wished for a child for many years and prayed every day. One day, as the woman placed a stew pot into the oven, something strange happened. From inside the pot, a tiny creature no larger than a pea jumped out. This being was a beautiful and lovable little girl. The woman, astonished, washed her, dressed her in fine clothes, and named her Nokhodi. Some neighboring women visited the house and, perhaps out of jest or ignorance, suggested Nokhodi accompany their daughters to the field for gleaning. The woman, still overjoyed by Nokhodi's arrival, agreed. Eager and curious, Nokhodi joined the girls and headed to the Golden Plains. The girls gathered wheat until dusk. Full of energy, Nokhodi suggested they stay a little longer. Suddenly, a frightening demon appeared from behind the trees. With a cunning trick, he invited the girls to spend the night at his house, claiming the road home was dangerous with wolves lurking. Nokhodi, ever curious, accepted and led the girls to the demon's home. In the dark and eerie home of the demon, beds were laid out for the girls. At midnight, while all were asleep, Nokhodi stayed awake. Sensing the demon's sinister intentions, she cleverly distracted him by requesting sweets and fried eggs. The demon, fooled, went to the kitchen to prepare food. Nokhodi then woke the other girls, and they ate together before pretending to sleep again. An hour later, the demon returned again, but Nokhodi was still awake. She claimed she needed water from the Sea of Light and the Crystal Mountain to sleep. Confused and tired, the demon set off with a sieve on an impossible journey. At dawn, Nokhodi and the girls seized the chance, gathered the demon's treasures, and fled. On the way back, Nokhodi realized she had left behind a valuable golden spoon. Bravely, she returned to the demon's house. The demon, exhausted from his journey, was resting in a corner. Nokhodi tiptoed toward the spoon, but a noise awakened the demon. Furious, he grabbed Nokhodi, stuffed her into a sack, and went into the forest to fetch a switch for punishment. Clever as ever, Nokhodi tore open the sack and replaced herself with the demon's goat. When the demon returned and angrily beat the sack, thinking Nokhodi was inside, he was shocked to find his dead goat. Enraged, he stormed off to chase her. The demon eventually found Nokhodi and threatened to eat her. With cunning, Nokhodi suggested he bake her into fresh bread. The naive demon lit the oven and began preparing dough. In a sudden moment, Nokhodi shoved him into the blazing oven. The demon burned and was destroyed. Nokhodi returned home with the golden spoon and other treasures. Her mother listened in awe as she recounted her adventure. From that day on, Nokhodi and her mother lived a joyful and prosperous life, enriched by bravery and memory. Nokhodi, clutching a trove of demon relics and holding a golden spoon, passed through the thick night fog from deep within the forest. Her footsteps vanished into the damp earth of the path, each step echoing heavily in the stillness of the night. The village, beneath a canopy of mist, lay in complete silence. Not even the old miller's dog barked. It was as if everything waited for her return. Their home, dimly lit by a flickering lantern, shone like a small beacon in the darkness. Her mother, still in her nightgown, opened the door. Her eyes wandered between fear and disbelief. She embraced Nokhodi, as if she could not believe the girl had come back alive. Nokhodi sat down, silent, and softly began to tell her story, though some things she left untold. Within Nokhodi's heart, shadows of secrets remained, not just of what she had seen, but of what she had felt. Something in the forest was still awake. One night passed, then another. Life quieted. The hearth lay cold. One by one, the villagers returned to their daily routines. But each night before sleep, Nokhodi gazed out the window toward the trees. The wind whispered through the branches, carrying a voice like a familiar murmur. Until that night, the fog thickened again. Sounds emerged from the forest, a muffled laughter. Nokhodi's mother, rising to close the window, suddenly froze. In the silence, her gaze turned icy toward the outside. Nokhodi moved to the window, and there, within the mist, just behind the walnut tree, the demon's face appeared, half burned, visible in the darkness, neither ghost nor illusion. It was himself, and in his hand a golden spoon. The second spoon. Nokhodi shivered. Her mother whimpered, "But your spoon is right here." Nokhodi turned her head. Her spoon still lay on the table, and then she understood. She had taken only one spoon, but the demon had always carried two, one for himself, one for a new life. The lantern's light suddenly went out, and a deep silence engulfed the village. The only sound left was the wind, whispering through the trees, carrying something back.